Hello all, welcome to Insights IS, a new initiative, Think Before You Inc. Myself Nikhil K. Gowda, the Insights Polity IR and PSR faculty. So friends, as we are continuing the theme of history in that regard, let us look into the 5 questions for the day. So the first question is bit on art in this regard. So here, which of the following artwork was hailed by Sister Nivedita as the first masterpiece of the Indian art? And they've given you 4 options. So the answer for this question, as I told, this is bit factual question. You have to go if you have sufficient knowledge. Here going by logic is very difficult. So here the answer is A, that is Bharat Mata by Abhindranath Tagore. So this is the picture which is by Abhindranath Tagore. So what is the utility of solving previous year question also is that the other options what you have given, that also you can look into. Arjuna and Subhadra is by Raja Ravi Varma. It is this particular painting. Then Sita in captivity in Lanka, it is also by Abhindranath Tagore in that regard. So this question is here. And you have Sati by Nandalal Bose, which is this one. So friends, by solving these kind of questions, you can get extra information. Let us see in some other question, they ask which of the following are paintings by Abhindranath Tagore. Then you will have sufficient information to go about. So with this, let's move on to the next question. This is regarding which of the following is correctly matched historical events. So this is again CPF, Central Police Force question 2022. So here what they've asked, 1878, the Second Anglo-Afghan War, 1895, Ilbert Bill, 1785, Fox India Bill, 1898, Curzon becomes Viceroy. So the correct answer is A, because it was in the 1878, the Second Anglo-Afghan War was fought. So there are totally 3 Anglo-Afghan War. The second one was in 78. It was under the leadership of Lytton in that regard. But you can know other information. So Ilbert Bill, it was in 1883, not 1885. As you know, Ilbert Bill, it was a bill that proposed that the Europeans can be tried by Indian judges in that regard, and that bill was strongly opposed by the Europeans because they felt that Indians are inferior and they should not be given the power to trial the Europeans. Then the Fox India Bill, it was not in 1785, it was in 1783. Fox India Bill, it proposed that there will be a board of independent commissioners in that regard to look after the administration of India. Then Lord Curzon, he became the what you can say, the Governor General or the Viceroy. It was not in 1898, it was in 1899. And you can say in 1905, Curzon also proposed, 1905, Curzon also proposed for partition of Bengal, etc. You have to know what are the major events under which Governor General. So these are the basic things that you need to remember for this question. So let's move on to the next question. Which of the following statements about the princely states in India is not correct? So you have to identify which is not correct. So statement A, British government declared the states are free to join either India, Pakistan or remain independent. This is correct according to the Indian Independence Act 1947. Second statement, the decision to join either India or Pakistan or remain independent was left not to the people of princely state but to the princely states rulers. That is 100% correct. The ruler of Travancore was the first decided to remain independent. That is 100% correct because you can say he wanted to remain independent, but in 1947 he changed his opinion. The state of Travancore finally joined India through a plebiscite. So if you look at this statement here, B, where they said that the decision of the princely state to join was not left to the people, it was left to the prince. If this is correct, obviously this statement has to be wrong because Ramaswamy Iyer was the prince or the king in that regard, and he decided to join in 1905 not because of plebiscite, because there was an attempt on his life by a member of the Kerala Socialist Party in 1947, and that is when he decided to join. So they're asking which is incorrect. The answer is D. And please remember, the other thing is that privy purses was announced to the maintenance or the pension to the princes or the kings to bring them under Indian hold. And Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel played a very key role in integration of India. That is also is called as the Iron Man of India. So these are the information that you will have to know for this particular question. Now moving forward to the next question, consider the historical events in India carefully. The Indian press failed to protest against the Vernacular Press Act. Statement 2, the Vernacular Press Act of 1878 was introduced by Viceroy Lytton against the counsel of his own law member. So first statement, obviously no, it is wrong, because there were various Indian organizations, various presses like Amrita, Brazar, Patrika. They also protested in a unique way. Overnight, they changed their newspaper into English, because the Vernacular Press Act, it banned the vernacular newspapers, or they brought the vernacular newspaper under the control of the government, but not the English newspapers. English newspaper were free from control. And you can say in 1881, Ripon withdrew the Vernacular Press Act because of the protest which was there. That is the logical reasoning you can also think about. Second statement was correct, because you can say he wanted to protect his policies from criticism from his own law members. That is why it was enacted. So the answer is 2. And Vernacular Press Act is also called as Black Act. That also you can keep it in mind. Now moving to the last question of the day. The king of dance is a description on which of the following? Trimurti at Elephanta Caves, Kalya Mardhan of Krishna, Bodhisattva Matre of Gandhara, the bronze Nataraja of Cholas. So this you can easily make a guess, or even if you know, you can say Nataraja represents the king of dance in that regard. So here it was during Cholas Empire, that is 19th to 13th century, and you can see it was a bronze sculpture. And the image what they've taken is that, means they've taken the perfect measurement. It is according to the Silpa Shastra which is there. So the answer is D. So friends, with this we are ending today's session in that regard. Again, I'll meet you tomorrow with a new set of questions. And again, keep in your mind, the intention of solving previous year question is not only to find what is the answer, we can look at other options also, because they are additional information what we can get. Because one more tip of today is that you cannot read everything through a book. By solving previous year question papers, by looking at the other options, other statements, it is also content for you. So solving previous year question papers also gives you additional content which will help you in elimination, or will help you in identifying particular statements are right or wrong. So please, when you solve previous year question paper, don't just focus on looking at the question. Also please look at the other options and try to read about them. That is additional information. So there's no point in reading multiple books in that regard. Read one book and solve as many question paper as possible, especially previous year question. So thank you. We'll meet again tomorrow.